In my previous video, I talked about how the accident happened in general. I talk about some causes and consequences of said accident, but maybe you're wondering what happened inside the reactor. The RBMK 1000 reactor were supposed to not explode. It was impossible. So what happened? The reactor explosion in the fourth unit of Chernobyl NPS was caused by design flaws and staff operation. The main drawbacks of RBMK 1000 reactors were reactivity increase resulting from insertion of control and protection rods into the reactor core and low speed of reactor protection system operation. Emergency protection rods were inserted into the reactor within 18 seconds instead of 2 or 3 seconds, which prevented the control and the protection system from effective control over past processes in the reactor. The accident occurred during the scheduled tests of power supply mode in case of external sources loss. This mode was conceived in the test program and was to be launched if the reactor capacity dropped by 30%, accompanied by emergency cooling system shutdown. In this term, there is some similarity with Fukushima accident, when the emergency cooling systems were destroyed by the earthquake and the tsunami. The Fukushima reactors, however, were shut down immediately after the first shock of the earthquake. The Chernobyl staff, in absence of the emergency cooling, lowered the reactor capacity down to an inadmissible low level that it was 20% from the nominal capacity. Constructional and physical characteristics of RBMK 1000 reactors did not allow the staff to effectively control its works at such low capacity. And however, the scheduled tests were completed and the staff received the command to shut down the reactor to a halt. On the contrary, it led to a sharp increase in reactivity, the reactor power growth, and fast heating also. Um, this fast heating of the reactor active zone was what caused the explosion, and the photo picture of the explosion destroyed part of the reactor core and reactor building in Chernobyl. There was no supposition that for reactors of RBMK 1000 type, such large scale accidents with a complete destruction of the core was possible. And for this reason, there was no necessary dosimetric and radiometric equipment allowing to estimate radiation situation near the reactor immediately after the accident under conditions of high dose rate. It led to the late assessment of the accident, and it also was the cause of absence of necessary protective outfits for the firemen working on the fourth unit, and as a result, many of them died from the acute radiation disease. And after the reactor explosion, radioactive nuclides were forming very violent fields of radiation. So there was also no control equipment that was able to measure this mixed radiation. The operators working with RBMK 1000 reactors were not informed of its loss. The process operator's guide and work manual did not contain information on the reactor operation restrictions, and this situation was due to the secrecy order of the Soviet nuclear science and industry.